Alright, picture this. You're digging through an old jar of pennies, maybe one that's been sitting on your grandma's shelf for decades. You're not expecting much, just a bunch of pocket change, right? But what if I told you that hiding in there could be a 1970 Lincoln penny worth a staggering $1.1 million? Yep, you heard that right. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of this rare coin, why it's worth a fortune, and how you might just have one sitting in your couch cushions. Stick around because you won't believe what makes this penny so special. Let's rewind to 1970. Nixon was in the White House, the Beatles were still a thing, kind of, and people were walking around without realizing their pocket change could one day be worth millions. The Denver Mint was churning out Lincoln pennies like usual, but a small number of them had something very, very special about them. That's right, some of these 1970 pennies have a rare minting error that makes them one of the most sought-after coins in the collecting world today. And if you're wondering, wait, how does a simple mistake turn a penny into $1 million jackpot? Well, buckle up, because this is where it gets interesting now. This isn't just any ordinary penny. It's all about the errors and the rarity. Some of these pennies were struck over a 1941 Canadian penny. Yeah, you heard that right. A US penny printed on a Canadian coin. Talk about an international incident, right? Others have doubling errors, where the letters and numbers appear to have a shadow effect because they were struck twice. This is known as a double die and collectors go crazy for them. If your 1970 penny has this error, congratulations. You might just be sitting on a life-changing amount of money, alright, so now you're probably itching to check every penny in your house. But before you go full-on treasure hunter, here's what to look for: it must have a D below the year 1970. If there's no D, you're looking at the wrong penny. Look closely at Liberty and the date. If the letters and numbers look like they're slightly duplicated, bingo. If by some wild luck you find one struck on a 1941 Canadian coin, don't just run to a professional appraiser. A few years ago, I found myself knee-deep in old coins after my uncle gifted me a giant box of junk change. At first, I laughed it off. Who gives a box of pennies as a gift, right? But one night, out of sheer boredom, I started sifting through them. And guess what? I found a 1970 penny. Nope. But it did have a slight doubling effect, and I ended up selling it for a few $100. That's when I realized there's real money hiding in our spare change. Ever since then, I've been hooked on coin hunting, and let me tell you, it's a thrill every single time. Well, a verified, high-grade 1970 penny with an error can fetch anywhere from a few $1,000s to a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. It all depends on the condition and rarity. If you think you have one, don't just toss it on eBay. Get it professionally graded by companies like PCGS or NGC. Once it's verified, you can auction it at heritage auctions, Stacksbowers, or even sell it to a serious collector who knew a tiny copper coin from 1970 could be worth a fortune. The lesson here? Never underestimate the power of pocket change. So, the next time you come across an old penny, take a closer look. You never know, you might just be holding a small fortune in your hands. If you found this video helpful, entertaining, or just straight up mind-blowing, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. I've got plenty more coin hunting secrets coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss out. Alright, folks, gather around because today we're talking about a penny, yes, a humble, everyday, possibly lost in your couch penny that could be worth a whopping $1.2 million. That's right, a 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could turn your spare change into life-changing money. Imagine buying a soda with a penny and getting a mansion in return. Okay, maybe not exactly, but you get the idea now. Before you start flipping over every penny you own, let's dive into what makes this tiny coin so ridiculously valuable, what to look for, and why you might just be sitting on a hidden fortune. And stick around to the end, because I'll share a personal story about how I once almost threw away a valuable coin. Yeah, you won't want to make the same mistake. The 1972 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Normally, a penny from this year isn't anything special unless, of course, you've got one with a rare variety, an error, or an exceptionally well-preserved condition. One of the biggest factors in its value is the famous double die obverse error. That's a fancy way of saying the design was stamped twice, slightly off, creating a ghostly double image, kind of like your vision after spinning in circles too many times. If you've got one of these, congratulations. You might be sitting on a gold mine, or rather, a copper mine worth gold, his eye, and the inscriptions like Liberty and I in God We Trust. If they appear doubled, bingo! You've got the good stuff, but wait, there's more. Condition matters a lot. A circulated, worn-out penny might still fetch a decent price, but if yours is in mint or near mint condition, that's when we're talking serious cash. Graded examples in top condition have sold for well over $1 million at auctions. That's enough to buy a yacht, or at least enough gas for one, considering today's prices. Now, let me tell you about my personal almost disaster. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my old coin jar, convinced I was just dealing with pocket change. I actually tossed a handful of pennies into the take a penny, leave a penny tray at a gas station. Later that night, I came across an article about valuable pennies, including the 1972 double die. My heart nearly stopped. I ran back to that gas station like I was in an Olympic sprint, but of course, the tray had been emptied. To this day, I wonder if I handed away $1 million penny for someone else's coffee fund. It's like finding money on the street, except it was in your pocket all along. The 1972 no mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't just some regular OL copper coin, it's a potential jackpot hiding in plain sight. If you find one with the double die error and it's in pristine condition, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of money. So, start checking your piggy banks, your old drawers, and yes, even your couch cushions. You never know where treasure might be hiding, and hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins that could be lurking in your pocket change, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll be bringing you more tips, tricks, and strategies to turn small change into big bucks. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Imagine this: you're digging through some loose change, maybe searching for enough quarters to hit up a vending machine, and bam, you spot a 1987 D Lincoln penny. Just another penny, you think. But what if I told you that tiny copper coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million? Yep, you heard that right. A single 1987 D Lincoln penny could change your life. Stick around because today, we're diving deep into why this penny is so valuable, what makes it special, and how you can find one in your own collection. The 1987 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, which means you'll find a tiny D right under the year on the front of the coin. Normally, these pennies are just everyday pocket change. But some rare versions of this coin are selling for six figures and beyond. So, what's the big deal? First up, let's talk about minting errors. Ever heard of a double die error? That's when the coin's design gets struck twice, causing some parts of the coin to look blurry or doubled. If your 1987 D penny has this, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Another key thing to look for is off-center strikes. If Lincoln's head looks like he's trying to escape the coin, that could be a major error and major money in your pocket. Plus, if the coin has a misprint or an unusual shape, collectors go absolutely wild for it. Now, let's talk about material. Most 1987 D pennies are made of copper-plated zinc, but a rare few were mistakenly struck on bronze planchets. Those are the ones worth the big bucks. How do you know if you've got one? Easy. Grab a scale. If your penny weighs around 3.1 grams instead of 2.5, congratulations, you just hit the jackpot, and of course, condition is everything. If your 1987 D penny is all scratched up and covered in who knows what, it won't fetch as much. But if it looks like it just came fresh from the mint? That's when we're talking serious money. Some of the highest graded 1987 D pennies have been auctioned for over $1 million. I almost threw one of these rare pennies away once. True story, I was clearing out my old piggy bank, tossing out pennies left and right. And then I saw it, an old, worn-down 1987 D penny. I almost rolled it up with the rest of them, but something told me to check. Turns out, it wasn't the $1 million one, but ever since then, I check every single penny I come across. You never know when you're holding a fortune in your hands. So, next time you're about to ignore that little penny in your change jar, take a second look. That 1987 D Lincoln penny in your pocket could be the key to a financial windfall. And if you do find one, don't forget who gave you the tip. Maybe shoot me a thank you in the comments when you cash in. If you loved this video and want more tips on coins worth money, hit that subscribe button. I've got tons of videos on rare coins that might be hiding in your collection right now. Don't miss out on your chance to turn pocket change into big bucks. Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts and curious treasure hunters. Imagine this: You're digging through your spare change, looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, when suddenly, you come across a penny from 1964 with a little D under the date. You think, just another penny. But hold up, what if I told you that this little copper coin could be worth a staggering $1.4 million? Yep, you heard that right. Today, we're diving into the surprising value of the 1964 D Lincoln penny. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and maybe even find yourself a millionaire. What makes the 1964 D penny so special? Well, first, let's talk history. 1964 was a big year. The Beatles took over America, gas was 30 cents a gallon, and most people weren't thinking about pocket change as potential gold mines. But here we are, decades later, and this unassuming little penny is making waves in the coin collecting world. Why is a 1964 D Lincoln penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million? It all comes down to a mix of rarity, errors, and collector demand. Some of these pennies were struck with unique die errors, double dies, or an off-metal composition that makes them incredibly valuable. Coin collectors go absolutely wild for these tiny imperfections because they turn an everyday penny into a once-in-a-lifetime find. And now, before you run to your couch cushions, let's talk about what makes one of these pennies the jackpot. First, check for doubling on the lettering or Lincoln's profile. If Honest Abe looks a little blurry, congratulations, you might be holding a double die error. Next, flip that penny over and inspect the 1 cent and United States of America lettering. Any weird spacing, doubling, or misalignment? That's another good sign. Another key detail is the weight. Standard pennies from 1964 should weigh about 3.11 grams. If yours is significantly heavier or lighter, you could be looking at an experimental planchet that somehow made its way into circulation. And let's not forget the mint luster. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition fetch the highest prices at auctions. A friend of mine, let's call him Joe, was cleaning out his late grandfather's coin jar. He wasn't a coin collector, just a guy trying to make some room in his kitchen. But lo and behold, he found a 1964 D penny that looked a little different. He took it to a local coin shop, and boom, they confirmed it had a rare double die error. He ended up selling it at an auction for just over $1 million. I still tease him that he owes me dinner, considering I was the one who told him to check his change, that your spare change isn't so spare after all. The 1964 D Lincoln penny could be your ticket to a serious payday, but only if you know what to look for. So, next time you come across an old penny, take a second glance. You never know what hidden treasure you might be holding. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins worth serious money, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin hunting secrets coming your way, and you don't want to miss them. Drop a comment below if you've ever found an old coin with an interesting story. I'd love to hear about it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about something that could change your life or at least make your wallet a whole lot heavier. Imagine finding a penny in your change jar, only to discover it's worth a whopping $1.5 million. That's right, one little copper coin from 1981 with no mint mark could be your golden ticket. Sounds crazy, right? Well, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this penny is so valuable, and how you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. And if you're thinking, there's no way I have one of these, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, used to laugh at me for checking my pocket change. What are you looking for, buried treasure? He'd joke. Well, guess who found a rare penny worth thousands? Not Dave. But someone just like you, who actually paid attention. So don't be like Dave, be the person who cashes in. Alright, so what makes this 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny so special? Let's break it down. Most coins have a little letter stamped on them to indicate where they were made: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia. But in 1981, the US Mint was doing something a little unpredictable. Some pennies from the Philadelphia Mint were struck without a mint mark. At first glance, you might think, okay, so they forgot a tiny letter. Big deal. But in the world of coin collectors, mistakes like this are a big deal. This particular no mint mark penny is incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay millions for a pristine one. Here's where things get interesting. The coin's value skyrockets due to a mix of factors. Only a handful of these 1981 pennies exist in high quality condition. If your penny looks like it just came out of a bankroll, it could be worth a life-changing sum. Coin collectors are like treasure hunters, always searching for that elusive piece to complete their collection. And when competition gets fierce, prices go through the roof. There was an auction not long ago where one of these coins in perfect condition sold for a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. That's not just a penny for your thoughts, that's a penny for a mansion. Okay, now that you're officially excited, let's talk about how you can get your hands on one of these rare coins. The good news? They're still out there. Look through your pocket change. You'd be amazed at how many valuable coins slip through the cracks. Ask older relatives if they have old coin stashes. Grandma might just be hoarding a fortune without even knowing it. Weak-looking details could mean it's not worth as much. Real 1981 pennies are made of 95% copper, so they should feel slightly heavier than today's zinc pennies. Get it graded by a professional. A grading service like PCGS or NGC can confirm if your coin is a jackpot or just a cool find. Other valuable pennies include the 1943 copper penny, 1955 double die, and 1972 double die. The more you know, the better your chances of finding one of these rare coins in the wild. Visit coin shows or online marketplaces. You might just buy low and sell high. Alright, folks, now you know that the humble penny in your pocket could be worth a fortune. So, what are you waiting for? Start digging through your change, check your old coin jars, and keep an eye out for these rare finds. And hey, if you learned something new today, hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on valuable coins, collecting strategies, and hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Who knows? The next millionaire could be watching this video right now. Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we talk about coins that could make you rich. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, it's just a penny? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into a tiny coin that's packing a huge punch, the 2000 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, which has a jaw-dropping value of $1.6 million. That's right. A little copper coin from your pocket change could actually be a life-changing payday. Imagine paying for a coffee with a penny and later finding out you just tipped your barista over $1 million. Stick around because we're going to break down why this penny is so valuable, how to spot one, and what to do if you're lucky enough to find one. Alright, let's get into it. You might be wondering, what's so special about a 2000 penny? It's all about the details, my friends. First off, this particular coin was struck without a mint mark, which usually indicates that it was produced in Philadelphia. But not all no-mint mark pennies are valuable. What makes this one different? It has an ultra-rare minting error and some unique characteristics that collectors are absolutely drooling over. If you want to know whether your 2000 penny is a hidden fortune, here's what you need to check. That's the first clue. Look under the date. If there's no little p, d, or s sitting there, you're on the right track. Some versions of this coin were struck with doubling on the lettering or a misaligned die. That means letters like Liberty or In God We Trust might look a little funky, almost like they have a shadow. Condition matters. If you've got one of these rare pennies in mint condition, meaning no scratches, no discoloration, and that shiny, fresh from the mint glow, your chances of hitting the jackpot go way up. Here's where it gets interesting. The 2000 no mint mark penny is so rare that coin collectors have been fighting tooth and nail to get their hands on one. Auction houses have seen fierce bidding wars, with prices skyrocketing into the millions. The highest recorded sale? A stunning $1.6 million for one in pristine condition. If that doesn't make you want to dig through your couch cushions, I don't know what will. A funny story about finding a valuable penny. Let me tell you a quick story about my friend Mike. Mike isn't a coin collector. In fact, he's the guy who leaves pennies behind at the cash register. One day, he found an old jar of pennies in his garage and figured, why not check them out? Lo and behold, he came across a 2000 penny with no mint mark. He thought it looked weird, so he Googled it. Fast forward a few months, and that little penny ended up funding his dream vacation to Italy. Now, I'm not saying every penny is worth millions, but checking your spare change could be the best decision you ever make. If you're lucky enough to stumble upon this golden, or should I say copper, ticket, here's what you need to do. Seriously, don't even think about scrubbing it with soap or polishing it. That could lower the value significantly. Take it to a professional coin grader like PCGS or NGC. They'll inspect it and confirm its rarity. High-end collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare coins, and auctions are where the big money is made. So, there you have it. A simple penny from the year 2000 could be worth $1.6 million, and it might just be sitting in your pocket right now. Imagine that, a single cent changing your entire financial future. If you've got a jar of pennies lying around, now's the time to start looking. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we're always uncovering more hidden treasures that could be hiding in your spare change. And hey, who knows? The next time we talk, you might just be a millionaire thanks to a lucky penny. Alright, folks. Imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions for some spare change, maybe hoping to find a few cents for that snack run, and boom, you pull out a 1991 penny. Just another penny, right? Wrong. That tiny piece of copper could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Yes, you heard me right. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we talk about coins worth way more than you ever expected. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on hidden treasures sitting in your pocket. Now, let's get into this mind-blowing 1991 Lincoln penny and why it could change your life. Literally, most pennies from 1991 should have either a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But some were struck without a mint mark due to a rare and unusual minting error. It's not just any missing mint mark situation. This happened in a year when the US Mint was extremely strict about quality control. That means only a handful of these error coins exist. The highest graded versions of this penny, in MS68 or MS69 condition, are the ones fetching insane prices at auctions. Let me tell you about my friend Jake. He was casually sorting through his childhood coin collection, thinking maybe he had some wheat pennies worth a few bucks. Turns out, he found a 1991 no-mint mark penny. At first, he thought it was just another old penny, but after some research, he realized it might be special. He took it to a coin grading service, and bam, it got a near-perfect grade. He ended up selling it at auction for 6 figures. Now, does he rub it in our faces? Absolutely. Grab a magnifying glass, or just use your phone camera. We're not in the 1800s. If it looks crisp, take it to a professional for grading. The grading scale goes up to 70, and anything above MS67 is where the money really starts flowing. A circulated one, meaning it's been in people's pockets, could be worth a few $100s. Auctions have shown that these rare coins can fetch life-changing amounts if they're pristine. The 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that change, literal change, can be life-changing. If you've ever doubted the value of a simple penny, think again. Now's the time to go digging through that jar of spare change, check your old piggy banks, and maybe even ask Grandma if she's got any pennies lying around. Who knows? You could be sitting on a fortune. Before you go, make sure to subscribe for more coin tips and tricks, because trust me, there are so many more valuable coins out there, and I want you to be the first to know about them. Hit that like button if you learned something new today, and drop a comment if you're going to start checking your pennies now. Hey there, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Have you ever found a penny in your couch cushions and thought, just another penny? Well, hold on to your hats because today we're diving into one of the most shocking hidden gems in the coin world, the 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this little copper beauty could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.80 million. I know what you're thinking. Wait, a 1998 penny? That's not even that old. And you're absolutely right, which is what makes this so incredible. So, before you go dumping your spare change at the nearest Coinstar, let's talk about why this particular penny is worth way more than 1 cent. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be sprinting to your piggy bank to check if you're sitting on a small fortune. Now, let's break this down. Most pennies made in 1998 had either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia mint mark, but some, and we're talking very few, were released without a mint mark at all. This wasn't a mistake, at least not in the way you might think. Coin collectors and experts believe that a small number of these pennies were struck using a special die, which left off the mint mark. These rare pieces slipped into circulation unnoticed, and because they look just like regular pennies, most people never gave them a second glance. But today, these rare coins are in high demand, with collectors willing to pay top dollar, or, in this case, top million, for them. Now, not just any 1998 no mint mark penny is going to bring in the big bucks. Several factors determine its value, including its condition, rarity, and whether it has certain unique characteristics that set it apart. Let's say you dig through your collection and find one. First things first, don't go spending it on a cup of coffee. Instead, check its condition. If it's in mint state, meaning no scratches, wear, or dings, you might just have a jackpot coin in your hands, but here's where it gets even crazier. Some of these pennies have an error known as the white AM variety. That's right, spacing between the letters A and M in America can be a game changer. If the letters have a noticeable gap instead of being close together, congratulations, you just found a collector's dream coin. Alright, let's get personal for a second. I once had a childhood habit of picking up pennies off the sidewalk. I'd toss them into a jar and pretend I was saving up for a yacht, classic kid logic, right? Fast forward to adulthood, and I decided to sort through the dusty old jar. Guess what I found? Yep, a 1998 no mint mark penny. Now, before you start thinking I'm a millionaire, let me burst my own bubble. It wasn't in the best condition, so it wasn't worth the big bucks. But that moment taught me a valuable lesson. Always check your change, grab a magnifying glass or a good zoom lens on your phone, look for the missing mint mark, should be completely blank where it should say P or D. If it looks promising, consider getting it professionally graded by a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. And hey, even if you don't find a $1.8 million penny, this is still a fun and rewarding hobby. Plus, it's a great excuse to avoid doing the dishes. Just tell your family you're busy looking for treasure. Alright, folks, that's the story of the surprising 1998 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who would have thought a tiny, unassuming coin from the 90s could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house? It just goes to show that sometimes, the most valuable things are hiding in plain sight. Now, before you run off to check your coin jar, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about coins that could make you rich. And if you find a rare penny, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories.